don't become a star. You either are one or you ain't.
Upon watching Babylon recently, the most hilarious film of the last year, the films that were almost as crazy as this came to my mind. Eventually, there are a lot of movies that have an intoxicating portrayal of the disastrous outcomes of fame and money. They will make you laugh like insane, and if not, then provide you with a very lifelike drama about people who are probably far from us. I thought of bringing such intense movies and making a top 10 list, and here I arrived. Number 10, There Will Be Blood.
Accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior.
Yes, I do.
There Will Be Blood is kinda scary, and above anything else, this is the epitome of filmmaking. It worked for me on so many levels, with its story of a man doing everything he can to gain and retain his position as a rich oil dealer. He works days and nights to build an oil mine and stand up a business. Later, as one of his workers dies, he starts taking care of his child. But as time goes by, his business grows and a tragedy causes the little boy to lose his hearing, and he abandons him even though he is not shown to be heartless about it. Later goes on the series of events of him being skeptical of his business.
I look at people and I see nothing worth liking.
There Will Be Blood is a technically rich film with class performances, and mostly it's like a horror movie.
I drink your milkshake. I drink it up!
Number 9, Almost Famous. Almost Famous tells the story of a 15-year-old boy who gets a job writing for Rolling Stone on a rock band, and he chooses a band that takes him on their tour and never really lets him go back home.
I have to go home.
He witnesses them closely, meets and crashes over their charming fangirl, and gets trapped in their internal complexities of the main two members of the band.
How do we know you're not a cop? Huh? The enemy? Stop fucking looking at me!
Almost Famous is as honest and realistic as a movie about music goes. It is filled with so many personal emotions and unbearable nostalgia.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!
Although it is also intense and funny, the portrayal of the life of rock stars and showing it through the eyes of someone who has no idea of such lives is beautiful, and there are not a lot of movies that get as good as Almost Famous.
I have to go home.
Count the headlights on the highway. You are home.
Number 8, Uncut Gems. Centering on the story of a New York jeweler who has a lot of debts to pay to so many people but ultimately is broke, and the people are after him. He buys an opal and puts it in an auction hoping for a change in his life. However, things never go as he wishes, so in the hope of making money, he gambles and loses more, yet he never learns.
You're taking my money all over town, placing bets. You know what that does to me? Do you know how offensive that is to me?
In between all the chaos, he still chooses to follow his old path to make money, waiting for the big change.
You having a good time? Yes.
Adam Sandler delivers an outstanding performance in this and reflects a very entertaining and engaging tale of a gambler's personality which we would not have probably asked for. This is a character-driven drama that is every ounce as haunting and crazy as the others on this list.
I'm not a fucking athlete. This is my way. This is how I win.
Number 7, Whiplash. Whiplash tells the story of a young boy who aspires to be the greatest jazz drummer in the world and gets noticed by his music school's most renowned teacher, Terence Fletcher. The boy, however, gets accepted to join the jazz band by him, but only later does he realize how crazy he is that he will stop at nothing to push his students' limits. And even the boy will do anything to reach the peak. Whiplash is an intense drama of ambition and dreams that is as scary as it is entertaining. The direction is outstanding, and more importantly, the performance by J.K. Simmons, which has been praised over and over, is fascinating, without a doubt.
For the final father-fucking time, say it louder! I'm upset!
It is although not an accurate depiction, yet understands the insanity of a dreamer. Number 6, Pleasure. Released in 2021, Pleasure is the story of a woman who dreams of becoming the next big porn star and walks through a struggle, the gloominess of sex work and abuse. Although the gist is the same as Boogie Nights, Pleasure is much more explicit and reflects the darkness of fame so well, and do not forget to put the intense history here.
Why aren't you doing something better with your life and trying to be a singer?
I just love cock.
It is not an entertaining film in that sense, but it is intense and much true to its subject. Sophia Coppola's performance is excellent, and all the setup being with real adult industry workers gives the documentary-like vibe and makes it more original.
I remember the first time I performed. Like, I literally thought my dick was gonna fall off.
Number 5. Babylon. Set in the changing era of Hollywood when silent films went away and talkies arrived, Babylon tells the story of a few people who go through intense ups and downs during these times.
Action. Well, hello, college.
Who sneezed? Who the fuck sneezed?
It tells the story of a free-spirited woman who has all the talents of being a star, a young guy who just wants to do something big rather than being a side worker in the film industry, and lastly, the famous hero who falls from the peak of stardom as the era of silent film ends.
I had a good run, didn't I?
This 3-hour-long epic journey is a roller coaster of emotions filled with the most unbelievable kind of performance by Margot Robbie.
I don't know, movies are sad sometimes, movies are fucking
They
happy.
make you feel something. One day, you and me, we're gonna be on a movie set.
The colors are amazing, and as with every other Damien Chazelle movie, it is excellently directed. Number 4. La Dolce Vita. One of the earliest or probably the foremost film to detail the craziness of famous culture, La Dolce Vita will never get old. It centers on a journalist in Rome whose job is to catch celebrities in their embarrassing moments. As a person, he has grown slightly nihilistic and does not like to be in love with anybody and only wants to spin around the world of mess.
Io non ci credo a questo tuo amore aggressivo, vischioso, materno! Non lo voglio, non mi serve!
And in between all the haziness, he thinks of a life that would be simpler. There is so much story in La Dolce Vita to elaborate on in a short essay. Aside from the subject, it is a beautifully shot film that feels colorful despite being not. The writing of this is timeless, and every movie of its kind in modern days has the signature it carries. Number 3. Birdman, or the Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance. Birdman is about an actor who had once been famous for playing a popular comic book superhero Birdman, but now is dealing with his fading career while playing a character in the drama and dealing with the other hysterical co-stars. He is lost in the thoughts of his past and still desires the fame he no longer has.
I'm a fucking actor.
Birdman is shot in a way that it feels like in one take, and this technique works so well for the fuddled feeling it has. All the characters are somehow disturbed or frustrated and worn out in their everyday struggles. Their catastrophes are basically entertainment to us.
You gotta be shitting me. You can't get it up in 6 months and now you wanna fuck me in front of 800 strangers?
Number 2. Boogie Nights. Paul Thomas Anderson's Boogie Nights is a drama about a young boy who bumps into a porn producer at a restaurant and later leaves his home to become a porn star. And as he starts his journey in the world of madness, he witnesses violence, anger, chaos, and disaster. Boogie Nights is a journey. It is one of the truest depiction of the adult film industry, which is just the same as any other entertainment industry. As with the others in this list, it is intense, crazy, hilarious, and altogether sad. The colorful cinematography, all the iconic characters, and an outstanding direction results in all that it is. Number 1. The Wolf of Wall Street. Based on the life of Jordan Belfort, who made a fortune of himself being a stockbroker but gradually fell into crime and corruption to be even richer, and in the process got addicted to drugs and every other insanity.
I would let that girl give me fucking AIDS.
The Wolf of Wall Street has to be the craziest that belongs to its kind. The performances and the writing are hysterical, and as this is an extremely popular movie with the famous character of Leo DiCaprio and countless meme template, there is nothing unique to say about how incredibly funny this film is.
I'm not fucking leaving!
And after all that, it is a truly accurate depiction of the genre I'm discovering in the list, and altogether the craziest one.
Hey!